Hi everyone, this is our data meeting 6 for group 2, Ashley and Jennifer. We met on March 19th and the 20th to discuss our project. Of course, we use Google Hangouts, Google Drive, and our emails. Jennifer played the facilitator role this week, and I was the recorder. We were to monitor student progress over a period of time, implement other strategies, and engage in text discussion to support the continued development of the data action plan. This is our agenda for our data meeting 6. We discussed our roles, who's going to do what. We used the 4 APES protocol to discuss and record information about the articles we selected for this week. We actually used all of Jennifer's information this week since she's a practicing teacher. We use Google Slides to create our presentation and determine which slides to include, and we provide a short description on the planning process. Here for our text discussion, we decided to use the article titled Strategies to Guide ELLs in Learning and Math. ELLs have a hard time understanding the English language, period. So in math, it's the same thing. They have to read the math equations, understand the question being asked, and just overall understanding how to fully engage in math and complete the equations. One thing from the article that was an assumption that we discovered was the author assumes once students understand mathematical definitions that they'll be successful with math concepts. I don't think this is true at all, simply because yes, they understand how to add and subtract, multiply or divide. Well, it was with this grade level, add and subtract, but they don't understand the appropriate steps to how to solve the problems. That was one of the things we noticed with that. I agree. One thing we agreed upon was it is challenging for ELL students who are learning a new language to learn new concepts and skills in addition to learning a language. It's hard enough. The English language is very hard to understand. Plus, they're learning a new language. They're learning new concepts in math, and it can be very confusing at times, which leads to a lot of questions and misinterpretations of equations. One part we argue about is while it's a great idea to allow students to preview material and ask questions before instruction, I do not believe previewing instruction will be a good idea because it will lead to confusion, especially since there's no directions going forward on how to solve problems. We decided to use the tuning protocol in Jennifer's artifact, as I stated earlier. She met with students for an additional 15 minutes of small group instruction to help them fill in the missing add-ins within 20 using double tens frames and counting chips. They reviewed important vocabulary words, part, whole, addition, equation, addition, equal, and add-in. Here are some pictures of her of the work she provided, the groups she worked with. As you can see, here's the tens frame, the counting chips. Here's some more. This is the examination of student work. So most of her students were able to complete all of the work within the allotted time. They used the counting chips, as this student here used the yellow side to represent the first number and then the red side to represent the second number in their equation. And here's some more here as well. And some students had a hard time completing the equations. They were found to copy off of others but could not explain how they got the answer, although it was the correct one. Warm, cool feedback. Most students were able to complete all 4 equations within the time given. Using counters helps students understand how to add numbers within 20, and the different chips counters help them differentiate the different atoms in the equation. Some of the cool feedback, one student was looking, like I stated earlier, copied answers. They were unable to explain how they got their final answer and had a hard time gathering thoughts when it came to explaining the whole part whole. Throughout the activity, reflection and debrief, all students were actively engaged. They had a great way to a great way to see the disconnect between students and content, and having double-sided counters was proven to be very helpful. Next steps, try modeling and have student D repeat. Student D was a student who had a hard time completing the equations. Considering giving them different equations to avoid copying. This is a big problem when it comes to math and reading as well. And once a student masters the addition and subtraction, had them move on to a different equation. Like I said, Jennifer was the facilitator. She uploaded her photos and wrote the agenda, while I recorded notes and audio presentation for our slide. Everything went well. We participated in our roles pretty well, stuck to the protocols and provided feedback. One thing we can do is read the text a little earlier on during the week.